A young Albuquerque man's life has been seriously messed up by a police officer's mistake. Now, the officer feels terrible about it, and the city has promised and promised and promised to fix the damage. But it's still not fixed, and his life is still seriously messed up. Kim Holland is on special assignment tonight with a scary story that could happen to anyone.
Robbery in my parking lot. White truck, a guy's in the truck, he has the trunk open.
Police officers take shoplifting seriously. So when they got the call about a sticky-fingered suspect, they went into action. That's where 19-year-old Connor Otero comes in. According to a police report, he's the one who stole a $25 shirt from the JCPenney's at Albuquerque's Coronado Center last spring. When he didn't show up for court, police arrested Otero, hauled him off to jail, and towed his car. But hang on, Otero didn't do the crime. In fact, he helped catch the real shoplifter. You see, he's a loss prevention officer here at the JCPenney's at Coronado Center. It was a paperwork mix-up that caused Otero to take the rap. Here's what happened. Albuquerque police say this man was the real shoplifter, but it was Officer Keith Newbill who accidentally wrote Otero's name as the suspect on the March report instead.
What I did is I copied from page 1 onto page 2. I just carried it over. I don't know how his name got there. When I printed it out, and I should have caught it. It's not whatever happens fault. It's my fault.
But Otero didn't know about any of this. The paperwork mix-up, the shoplifting charge on his record, or the warrant, until he was pulled over for speeding here on Manal nearly 3 months later.
They cuffed me and said that I had a warrant for my arrest, and I honestly thought it was a joke.
Otero says the officers wouldn't listen to his story. Instead, they towed his car, and Otero sat in jail for 12 hours until he posted a $250 bond.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible. I was treated like I had done something majorly wrong.
And Otero was out a couple $1,000. The officer who took the report dropped the shoplifting charge, and the city promised to expunge his record. But nearly 5 months later, and it still exists. Anybody can come down to the police station and get a copy of the report or see the charge online. Anybody from an employer to a bank to a school, and that's created big problems for Otero.
It's a real hassle getting a new job. Even my apartment when I had first gone for there, because I tried to do that, and I was denied at first because I did have a criminal background.
Deputy City Attorney Catherine Levy says expunging a record is no easy task.
It still requires the court to go through a complicated analysis to show that there are extraordinary circumstances that would require this relief.
But remember, it's been months since the city promised to get rid of the record. Otero's been asking since his June arrest. We've been pushing for answers for nearly 2 months, and even Officer Newbill says the city has blown him off. What's taken so long to get this expunged from his record? It's been months.
Well, first of all, we had to figure out a process. As we've just discussed, it's not something we do. It's not something in my 13 years representing this department we've ever done.
They said that they'll go ahead and get it cleared right away.
Levy now tells News 13 the charge should be expunged in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, the city has paid Otero $3,000 for his legal expenses, his bond, and towing his car. Even after all this, Connor Otero isn't bitter. In fact, ironically, he's still pursuing his dream of becoming a police officer.
If somebody gives me this story, I'm not going to kind of blow it off like they did to me.
Kim Holland, KRQE News 13.
Here's some more irony. Police did arrest the real shoplifter for failing to show up in court after Officer Newbill caught the clerical mistake. Funny thing is, the real shoplifter got off easy. The charge against him was dismissed in September. He was told to stay away from Coronado Mall.